Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy, and as promised, I am going to do a demo and review of the new Burt's Bees makeup line. I have 3 items that I purchased with my own money at Ulta.com, and I have been testing them out probably a week and a half to 2 weeks, and I have formulated some thoughts, and I wanted to share them with you. So the items that I have purchased includes the Burt's Bees Goodness Glows Liquid Makeup. And my color, or it's not technically my color, but the color I purchased is 1010 Ivory. The Burt's Bees blush in 1210 Shy Pink. And this was a free gift with purchase at Ulta at the time that I placed my order. And it is the Burt's Bees eyeshadow palette in Countryside Lavender, which is 1515. So I will get into the review, and I'll insert clips of me applying the products and my thoughts as I have applied them. Okay, so starting out with the Goodness Glows foundation, it is a full coverage liquid makeup. It's supposed to moisturize, even, smooth for a natural looking finish that lasts all day. It is made with meadow foam seed oil, which is supposed to be moisturizing. And it is formulated without parabens, phthalates, SLS, petroleum, or synthetic fragrances. And it is cruelty-free, not tested on animals. So this line has 12 shades on the Burt's Bees website. I don't think Ulta is carrying all 12 shades, because when I purchased it, I feel like the shade range was pretty limited at Ulta. They might have changed it since I've purchased this, but the Ivory was, I'm pretty sure it said light to medium with neutral undertones. Well, I think this is definitely just fair to light, not light medium. And I think it's just my own error of not getting the right color. I am wearing it on my face today, and I like the finish of it, but I don't think it lasts all day. By the time I get home from work, let's just say, it's a short day, and I get home at like 3:30 or 4 o'clock, I have oiliness coming through, which obviously this is a luminizing type foundation, so I was expecting that. But I felt like it doesn't apply as smoothly and naturally as I would like it to, or as it claims. It really collects right here in like the areas of my nose and where my acne scarring is, and you'll see when I have apply it in the clips that I'll insert, how it kind of just moves around on my skin and doesn't really absorb, or it almost feels like it is a mask and just sitting on my face. I think right now it actually looks really good in the viewfinder, but it's not my favorite is how I'm going to say how I feel about this product. I think that if you are definitely dry skin, I think it might work for you. However, I would be afraid with really dry skin, and I don't have dry skin, I have a combination more on the oily side, that it would really get patchy around those dry areas that you may have, because while my nose isn't really dry, I feel like maybe right here is why it's where it's kind of like collecting and not really being smooth. I think that might be a problem. But considering that I have oily skin, I think right now it looks nice. I do think there might be, like a natural kind of glow coming off of my skin. And I'm not wearing, a ton of glowy products other than this. So I do like it for that. I wish I had a different color. I think it probably, matches me, but I like a little bit more warmth to my skin. So I think I tend to get foundations that might be a shade darker than what I need, or what my actual skin is. But that's just my personal preference. So the shades that they do have, like I said, they're 12 on the Burt's Bees website, and they range from porcelain to chestnut. And this is what chestnut looks like. Hopefully it'll focus. I think you can get the gist of what that looks like. I definitely don't think that's dark. I mean, it's dark, but it's not dark. Like, I think there are a lot of people who will not be able to purchase from this line just because of the shade, or from the foundation line just because of the shade range. It's I think pretty limited, and they have several, you know, fair shades and maybe some medium shades, but honestly, even looking at this scale, I don't really see one that I would even feel like is close to what I would want. So anyway, that is the foundation. While I will continue to use it, I think I'll maybe put this aside and wait until winter comes, where I'm not gonna be as oily, to try it again. I have worn it almost every day. As you can see, I've used actually quite a bit. And so I feel like I know kind of how I feel about it. And like I said, while I do like it, I don't know if, you know, I can fully recommend it to you. I think it's pricey. It's $16.99, which I think is a lot for a drugstore foundation. And this is a drugstore brand. So I just think that's a little pricey for, you know, for this type of makeup. And I don't think it's full coverage either. As you'll see in the demo, I had a lot of redness, and you know, I went a little bit under my eyes, and then my chin. I don't think it was that full coverage. And well, I have applied in the past a lot more than what I did today, and it just is even more mask-like than you know, what it looks like with just a little bit. So I only used maybe a pump and a half. And while I could probably build up the coverage, I'm afraid to, because I don't want it to look terrible, right? Okay, so using the Burt's Bees Goodness Glows liquid makeup, and like I said, I have Ivory 1010, which is definitely way too light, but I'm gonna apply with one side with a sponge. This is a beauty blender. It's stained, but it's clean, and it is dampened. And then on the other side of my face, I'm gonna use this paddle brush. It's from You Spicy from Amazon. I got a set of these for Christmas a couple years ago. So I am going to pump some out on the back of my hand, and it's a, you know, it's a little bit runny, but it's definitely pretty light. I feel like it's just, I don't know if you can tell, I feel like it's just moving the product around, but not like getting absorbed into my skin or giving any kind of coverage at all with the brush. And I mean, like I said, this is not a good shade match for me at all, I don't think. I mean, on camera it actually doesn't look too terrible, but like in, you know, daylight and out in the world, I look like a ghost. And so I like a little bit more color. I mean, it's not terrible, but I feel like right here, it's collecting in like my acne scarring and not really just like sitting there, you know? So on the other side, I'm gonna use the Beauty Blender. I'm gonna pump out a little bit more just to give a little bit more coverage, I think. I don't think I mentioned this, but it smells like honey. It's a very strong scent, but it's like an artificial type honey smell. It's not like, I don't know, it's not like a yummy honey smell that you would want to be smelling. But yeah, it's pretty strong, but it doesn't last on your skin. Like, it goes away after a while. So I'm gonna go over this side with the sponge because I think I like the way it applied better with the sponge, even though it definitely sheared out the coverage. I mean, this says that it's full coverage. I don't know. I mean, as you can see, obviously, like, my bags under my eyes are huge, and like right here, I feel like the redness is, you know, showing through. But I think it goes on better with the Beauty Blender than the brush. Okay, so let me zoom you in a little bit. I think my forehead looks okay. Focus. However, it's as zoomed in as I can get right now. Right here in my nose, right here, I feel like it's, I don't know, it's not absorbing, and it's like almost like a dry patch, I think. And this side isn't as bad, but I think it's because of the brush is what I'm thinking. And here's my cheek, and obviously, you know, I have a pimple right here, and it didn't cover that at all. But it definitely gives, you know, a glowy finish to your skin, so that's pretty. I kind of wish I had gotten a different color, because I think that that would have made a difference in how I feel about it, actually. But now the product that I love is the blush, and this is in Shy Pink, like I said, and I am wearing it today on my cheeks, and I think it's really pretty. Okay, so the blush retails for $10 on the Burt's Bees website, and it comes in 3 shades. There's a peachy type shade and a like a tan type color, maybe a little bit bronzy, and in Toasted Cinnamon. So it's a little bit more on the bronze side. But I love this. I think it looks really nice, very flattering, not over the top, but it gives your face a little something extra, I think. And I would definitely consider buying the other 2 shades. That's how much I like this. I think the formula is really nice. It's definitely a matte blush. There's no real shimmer to it, but you know, I just think it looks really flattering. So I would definitely recommend the blushes. I think they last quite a while on the skin. I think, you know, despite the fact that my foundation might be breaking down, the blush products stays in place. And the description on the website is, it's a lightweight mineral blush to add radiance to enhance your cheek's natural glow. It has bamboo, honey, and vitamin E, and formulated without the same products that I had mentioned in the foundation. And it is also not tested on animals. So I love the blush. I would definitely recommend that. I am going to show you how the Burt's Bees blush applies. I am going to use this BH Cosmetics like angled blush brush. And I'm just going to dip it in there. There's a little bit of, you know, powder kick up, but it's not too terrible. So I think that gives like a really nice flush to the skin. So I do love this. I think it looks, you know, very natural on the cheeks, not overly done, but still gives you a little bit of something. Now, the last product I purchased, which technically I didn't purchase because it's a gift with purchase. I can't remember if I said this earlier in the video or not, but for spending $15 on Burt's Bees makeup, you got this for free on Ulta's website. So this is in Countryside Lavender. It retails for, let's see, $13. Comes with 3 shades, and there are 4 different palettes. These this palette, or Burt's Bees, claims that it is a long-lasting mineral formula, blends easily and resists creasing, fading, and smudging. Also made with bamboo, honey, and vitamin E, and not tested on animals. So as you will see, I did swatches of this, and I'll insert that clip in just a second, but this middle shade has no pigment payoff at all. And I don't think that it is easily blendable. I mean, it looks okay on my eyes right now, but I'm only wearing the 2 shades, not the middle one, because I can't get anything out of it. So I don't think for $13 this is worth your money. Now, I don't have the other palettes to say if it's similar with their shimmery shades, because their matte formula I think is nice, and I do like the 2 matte shades in here, but I just don't think it's worth $13 for 3 shades when one of the shades is completely useless. And it's such a pretty palette, and it would be so easy to travel with this if it worked. But I'm glad I didn't spend my money on this, because if I did, I would return it. That's how bad I think the middle shade is. I am going to keep it though, because it was a gift with purchase, and I am going to keep using it for the purple shade and the matte cream color, because I do like that underneath my brow bone. I think that looks really nice. So now we're going to test out the Burt's Bees eyeshadow palette. I thought these colors would be perfect. It has like a matte white shade, a taupey shimmery shade, and then a matte purple shade. So they're really pretty. However, the only two shades that work for me are the white and the purple. So those, and it's a little chalky. It's not terrible, but I mean, as you can see, like the finger swatches, they are pretty chalky, and they're not very, opaque at all. So that's those two shades. Now the shade in the middle, I don't know, I've scraped at it, and I've heard other people had this same problem, so I'm like rubbing it pretty, vigorously. Oops, I just went in the purple shade. I'm rubbing very vigorously. I'm not trying to flick you off either. But look, there's barely anything on my finger at all. And I swatched it right here, and nothing. There is nothing. And I cannot pick it up with a brush at all. And I can't pick it up with, rubbing of my fingers. So this is, I'll have to check on the price, and or I said at the beginning when I have looked up that information, but the prettiest shade, I think, is that center shade, and the fact that you can't even pick it up is really, really upsetting. So what I'm going to do is use this deluxe crease brush with the white matte shade, and let me show you that there's a lot of dust kick up, and I'm just going to go underneath the brow just to highlight. And this is going to just be a really simple look, because you technically only have two shades to work with. I mean, there's nothing I can do with that center shade. So I would just save your money if you were interested in actually purchasing it. I'm glad I would have returned this if I had paid money for it, but because it was a gift with purchase, I'm going to keep it. And I do like the white shade and the purple shade. It's just such a shame that this middle shade doesn't work. So I'm going to take this BH Cosmetics just flat shader brush in the purple shade, and I'm going to pull up my mirror, and I'm just going to pack it all over the lid actually. Okay, as you can see, there's fallout on my cheek. So I'm just going to take a powder brush and very lightly try and dust it away. There we go. But as you can see, it's, pretty opaque when it's applied. And I'm going to take just a little bit with this fluffy crease shade, and I'm going to go just right into the crease and just buff it out. And I don't think I mentioned, but I primed my eyelids with the, sorry about the focusing, with the Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer. All right, and then I'm going to take this little liner brush by Real Techniques, going into the purple shade, and I'm going to line my lower lash line. So I'm gonna call that my eyeshadow for the day. It's 2 shadows using this Burt's Bees palette, as you saw. It's not a good product. I mean, I'm just gonna say it. It's not good. I don't think it's formulated very well. It looks patchy, I think, on my eyes. And obviously only 2 of the shades out of the 3 works. And the prettiest shade, or in my opinion, the prettiest shade, you can't do anything with it, literally. Might as well not even be there. So that is my review and demo on the Burt's Bees makeup. I hope you enjoyed. Just to recap, I am kind of like, 50-50 on the Goodness Glows foundation. I think it's overpriced, and I don't think it does what it really claims to do. I think if you needed a glowy foundation for, a night out, I think that this would be something that would work for you. But for an all-day wear, I just don't think it's something that, it would work for a lot of people. I would definitely recommend the blushes, and I am considering purchasing the others in the line. I love this. I think it works beautifully and does exactly as it claims, and I think the shade is really pretty. The worst out of this whole line is the eyeshadow palette. I just don't think it's worth $13. Save your money. I think there are other drugstore palettes out there that are just as good. I mean, go to NYX and spend a couple of extra dollars. I think that the one that I featured in my Chatty Get Ready With Me, I think that was $16 or $17, and you get a lot more shades, and they all are beautiful. So I would save your money on this. Wouldn't even waste your time. So I hope you enjoyed. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.